Hello students. In this module, we'll be learning about the second part of the chapter tissues, that is animal tissues. In the previous module, you had already studied about the definition of tissues and the different types of plant tissues. In this chapter, we will be learning about the various types of animal tissues, their structure, location, function, and diagram. Based upon the structure and function, animal tissues are classified into four broad categories. They are epithelial tissue, connective tissue, muscular tissue, and nervous tissue. Epithelial tissue. These are widespread throughout the body. They form the covering of all body surfaces, hollow organs, body cavities in the animal body. They perform a variety of functions that include protection, secretion, absorption, and diffusion. The cells in the epithelial tissue are tightly packed together with very little intercellular matrix. Because the tissue forms coverings and linings, the cells have one free surface that is not in contact with the other cells. The other end is attached by a basement membrane. Depending on the number of layers of the cells, the epithelial tissue is of two types: simple epithelial tissue and compound epithelial tissue. Cells in the simple epithelial tissue are present in single layer so that all cells rest upon the basement membrane. Depending upon the structure and function, simple epithelial tissue is further classified into squamous, columnar, cuboidal, ciliated, and glandular. In compound epithelial tissue, only the lowermost layer of the cells rest on the basement membrane. The cells of different layers show differences in their size and shape. They cover surfaces that are subjected to heavy wear and tear. These tissues provide better protection to the underlying structures and have very little or no role in absorption, secretion, and excretion. Now let's take each of the epithelial tissue separately, starting with squamous epithelium. The cells in the squamous epithelium are very thin and flat. They would appear like tiles over the floor. The cells are irregularly shaped, compactly arranged in a single layer on the basement membrane. It shows the presence of a centrally located nucleus. Location: you will find this kind of a tissue in the lining of the mouth, esophagus, nasal cavities, blood vessels, lymph vessels, etc. Function: it protects the underlying parts from mechanical injury, chemical injury, entry of germs, and drying up. It also helps in diffusion and exchange of materials. Columnar epithelial tissue. In this type of epithelium, cells are tall, pillar-like or column-like. These are placed on a basement membrane with an elongated nucleus at the center or at the base. Location: columnar epithelium is found in the lining of the stomach, intestine, and gallbladder. Function: it facilitates movement of substances and also helps in absorption and secretion. You can see on the screen, this is the diagram of columnar epithelium. Cuboidal epithelium. In this type of epithelium, cells are cube-like with a centrally placed nucleus. They would appear polygonal or hexagonal when you look at it from the surface. Location: this tissue is found in the kidney tubules, that is the nephron, lining of the sweat gland, pancreatic duct, etc. Function: it is a mechanical tissue that also helps in absorption, excretion, and secretion. Ciliated epithelium. In this type of epithelium, the cells may be columnar or cuboidal. So it is a modification of the columnar or the cuboidal epithelium. The free ends of the cells shows the presence of thin hair-like protoplasmic extensions which can move to and fro. These structures are called cilia. Location: you will find ciliated epithelium in the lining of the oviduct, that is the fallopian tube, trachea, that is the windpipe, parts of the middle ear, parts of the nephron in the kidney. Function: in the oviduct, It will help in the movement of the ova to the uterus. In the respiratory tract, the cilia moves the mucus over the epithelial surface, which is used to trap the dirt from the inhaled air. What you can see on the screen right now is a diagram of ciliated epithelium. While drawing the diagram of ciliated epithelium, kindly be careful how you draw the cilia. It has to come from inside the cell. Glandular epithelium. It is a modification of columnar epithelium which shows the presence of special cells called the goblet cell. Location. You will find this kind of an epithelium in the lining of the stomach, intestine, sweat glands, salivary glands, etc. This is how a goblet cell looks. The function of the glandular epithelium are secretory. They produce their secretions with the help of these goblet cells, such as secretion of mucus, enzymes, hormones, or any kind of lubricating fluid in the body. What you can see on the screen right now is a diagram of glandular epithelium. Kindly learn to draw this diagram. Stratified epithelium. This comes under compound epithelium. This type of epithelium is multi-layered. The cells of the lowermost layer only rest upon the basement membrane. It is generally composed of several layers of same or different types of epithelial cells. Location. It is generally found on the epidermis of the skin. Function. It is protective in nature.